Hey y'all, I'm Izzy Frank with Seeds to Success, the Louisiana Farm to School program. Welcome back to our video series, Sustainable School and Home Gardening. In this video, we'll be discussing harvesting practices. The first aspect of harvesting is determining when a crop is ready for harvest. Each variety has different characteristics and peak harvesting times, which helps us decide when it's good to harvest. It's good practice to know which plant varieties you've got and their recommended days to maturity. Some fruits, such as eggplants, may become less palatable or even inedible if they're allowed to over-mature. The next aspect to remember is that successful harvests are safe harvests. Safety in the garden starts with sanitation of harvesting tools and equipment. The cooler or fridge where food is stored must be clean and sanitized regularly. People harvesting should wash their hands prior to handling produce and again after they finish harvesting. If someone is sick, they should not be allowed to handle produce. Safe harvesting practices also involve making sure folks are aware of the dangers while using harvest tools. Harvest knives are sharp and should be used with caution. Be careful of hand placement while using knives or other garden tools to harvest. Now let's go over single versus continuous harvesting. Some crops are harvested once, such as cabbage or radishes, and some can be harvested continuously, like tomatoes and leafy greens. Some crops can be harvested in either manner. Take this kale plant for example. Let's say I want to single harvest it today. I grab the top of the plant. Do not put your hand down here like this. Put your hand up here, and we're going to cut it as close to the soil line as possible. But what if I don't need a whole head of kale? What if I just want a few leaves for my salad? Let's harvest this kale right next door in a continuous harvest method. Instead of harvesting the entire head of kale, I'm going to pick the biggest, lowest leaves from the base. This leaves the plant in place and still has plenty foliage to continue growing. I will let this kale grow for another week or so before I harvest more leaves. This is beneficial because your harvest can last longer and possibly produce more pounds of produce per square foot. Keeping produce cool during and after harvest is key to maintaining produce quality and nutrient content. In fact, there is a term for this called the cold chain. This refers to keeping produce cool from the time it is harvested to the time it gets to the grocery store to the time it reaches the consumer's fridge. When preparing for your harvest activities, you should have a plan in place for getting your produce cooled down as soon as possible. It is recommended that produce be harvested in the coolest time of the day, which is often the early morning. Some people stage harvested produce under shade in the field until harvest is complete. Some folks use ice chests. The main idea is getting your produce cooled down and in refrigeration as soon as you can. We hope this helps you with harvesting in your garden. For more gardening information, go watch our other videos.